In order to save Randy and Janice from the clutches of New York's underworld, will Spider-Man need to team up with some villains himself? Well, let's hop into the pages of Amazing Spider-Man number 65 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we hop back in with the book, we check out the buddy cop comedy in progress as longtime rivals Tombstone and Robbie Robertson are still forced to work side by side to save their kids. While these two still may be very different, at the end of the day they have discovered that they do share a lot of the same issues as fathers, mainly their kids never listen to them. Robbie always thought his son would follow in his footsteps as a newsman, and Tombstone never wanted his kid to become a costumed criminal. He wanted her to become a lawyer so she could steal from people and have it be legit. The mismatched duo ends up walking directly into an ambush set up by Madam Mask and Crime Master, an ambush made all the more embarrassing by the fact that Mirage, of all people, the criminal who they exploited for information, turned on them. And I mean, really, when a D-list loser villain like Mirage manages to get one up on you, you might as well just pack it in, because that's the end of your night right there. Robbie is resolute as ever that Spider-Man will come on in to save them, as he managed to contact him before they entered the building. Here's the rub, though: the bad guys actually know exactly how far away Spider-Man is, thanks to the brand new Threats and Menaces app that streams Spider-Man's activities all over the city. In fact, in a fun little diversion there, Jane Jonah Jameson is actually super psyched at the idea of Spider-Man saving Robbie after they had that big argument about journalistic ethics a couple issues back. It's perhaps a good thing then, for all those reasons and more, Tombstone also decided to phone ahead and get a little backup in the form of his daughter's friends, the all-female Sinister Syndicate. At first, Beetle is quite touched that her sisters in crime have come to try and back her and her family up, and indeed, they did it because it's the right thing to do and because Tombstone promised them a bunch of money. This also means that by the time Spider-Man does eventually show up on the scene, it's him and the Syndicate versus Madam Mask and Crime Master's forces. And yes, indeed, the irony isn't lost on anyone that this is the second time Spider-Man has actually teamed up with the Syndicate. Only, you know, this time there's gonna be a bunch of internet video proof of the team up, and oh man, the comments section is gonna be just so toxic, I bet. Before the fight is over, Beetle manages to get in on the action too and knock out Madam Mask. It's true what they say, never meet your heroes, even if your heroes just so happen to be villains. And with that, the day is saved, and wouldn't you just know it, all through this stressful circumstance, Janice and Randy decide that they really do love each other. In fact, they're gonna end up moving in with each other. Which, you know, is pretty good for Randy considering the villains blew up the apartment that he shared with Peter and Fred. Hey, speaking of Fred, he ran off at the end of the previous issue, vowing revenge on Kingpin, even if it meant going out in a glorious suicide mission. That means Spider-Man has to use their shared alien pet Gog to try and hunt him down, all Bloodhound style, and he better hurry up too before Super Assassin Bullseye pulls the trigger on him. Spider-Man knows full well everything that's been going on with Boomerang, Kingpin, the life tablets, and everything else is about to come to a major head, and because of that, Spider-Man isn't going into this next fight alone. He's called in some superhero help of his own as the comic comes to a close. And so that was Amazing Spider-Man issue number 65, everybody, and overall I thought it was an okay conclusion to a story that I honestly was hoping for a little more out of. I know it's not technically done yet, and the stage is set for a big extra-length finale with the Kingpin, but honestly, I was just having a lot of fun with the Janice and Randy storyline. I would have liked to have gotten into their heads a little bit more than we actually did in this story. Everything just wrapped up a little too nicely for my taste. Yeah, I'm sure this story isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and it's going to be background set dressing for the rest of Spencer's time on Spider-Man. Heck, now that they're living together, how long until they get married, and won't that wedding affect Peter's life? The radically shifting art was also another thing that kind of took me out of the story, and I really wish they could have been more consistent with it from the beginning. Oh well, c'est la vie. At the end of the day, I'd give this one a 7 out of 10. Hey there everyone, Kate Joel again, and I just want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. And hey, if you enjoyed the book I covered in this issue and want some comics of your own, might I recommend Book Depository? It's my #1 place for shopping for comic book trades. You get a great price, and if you use my link down in the description, you'll actually be helping me out at the same time. You get something, I get something, everybody wins, right? So until next time everyone, I've been Joel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.